Hey YouTube, this is KP with KP Details. Just wanted to walk you through my process before I start a car. I do a 2-bucket method. It's a little bit different from what you normally hear about. I do 1 bucket for the interior, and then that orange bucket that was on the left is for wheels. So I do multiple mitts in my bucket. I also actually have a Chemical Guys brush in my hand for when I'm going around the edges. I use a bucket dolly to make sure the bucket follows me around the car, and then I'm using the MTM Hydro wand and the gun with the swivel. In my wheel bucket, it's a lot more stuff, so I just use regular pH neutral car wash soap inside of it. And for the tire and rubber area, I'm using the Adams tire and rubber cleaner, and then I'm using P&S brake buster for my actually the inside of the rims. To really get deep down in the rims, I use a hand mitt for that. It's a little bit of a skinnier one than like Chemical Guys. Then I use the Incredi brush flat. This is just a small brush that I use for calipers. My favorite brush, but it really doesn't get into a lot of wheels. It's a synthetic wool brush. And this one I got from AutoZone. It's a nice soft tip bristle. The blue one I use for the actual tires themselves, and then this for my lug nut and my valve stems. So this is how I set up in the morning to get ready, and I make sure I don't reuse items from car to car so that I can avoid as many scratches and swirls as possible. So this is a 2022 Acura MDX. I started with the interior because the vehicle had just been brought to me and I didn't want to start with the wheels while they were hot. So I am making sure to get in the seams of the leather because that's where you're going to get a lot more wear marks from just you going in and out of the vehicle and causing damage to the leather. Then I did the bottom. The carpet on here is actually pretty good. The carpet on the mats was, but the carpet on in the actual bottom was pretty good. I went around, and here this vehicle has a lot of different finishes. We've got the plastic vinyl on top, we've got some sort of brushed metal, and then we have the black mirror or the piano finish. I am not a fan of the piano finish. I also have it in my car. Looks great, but it scratches easily, scuffs up easily. I'm just not a big fan of it. So what I'm going to use today for all 3 of those is ONR diluted to 56:1. And then on the leather, it's the Meguiar's Gold Class Rich Leather. It's an all-in-one cleaner. The leather in here was really not that dirty. I didn't see any reason to use a dedicated leather cleaner for it. But the ONR on these parts leaves behind a little bit of protection for the vehicle. So if I can use that, or if it does need a wipe down, that's definitely the product that I choose to use over, let's say, a all-purpose cleaner is another example. Most of the time I will spray the ONR directly into the rag, but for example cup holders and such, they could use a little bit of extra liquid and it won't damage anything. But when I'm getting closer to the sensitive electronics, then I am limiting the amount of moisture that I'm putting into these areas of the vehicle. Once I was finished with the interior, which took approximately an hour because it's a 3-row vehicle, so I had to get it under there. The 3rd row was down, got in the trunk. Started with the wheels. There was something very weird going on with the wheels in here. You can see me, I have the little hand mitt that I use for the tires, and I'm scrubbing the interior of the barrels and still could not get off this item. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer to show you what I was seeing. 2 of the wheels had this black on the interior that just would not come out no matter like what I was using. It came out in sections, but based on the hundreds of cars that I've done, it acted completely different. I don't know if there was just no more clear coat. I hit it with the P&S brake buster and I hit it with iron. There was absolutely no reaction from the iron, so that's not what it was. So it's something that is on the wheel itself. So I don't know, it just came from the factory that way. 2 of the wheels did this. The other 2 cleaned up great. So now I'm starting with the wash, and I was told that this vehicle had a ceramic coating on it. And I am familiar with ceramic coatings. I've installed a few. And I went around the car. I was looking at how the water was reacting and decided to bring you guys in because it was not acting like a ceramic coat. So you can see this is a Jeep that I have ceramic coated. It's with the ASP metal oxide, and the water just flies off. This vehicle, however, I mean, it's sheeting a little, but this is not the behavior that I would expect when someone tells me that the vehicle was coated. And from what I understand, the vehicle was coated at the dealership as part of the sale. There was no extra cost for it. So I'm going around now. I am doing my wash of the car, my contact wash. When drying it off, I'm using the pressure washer that I have, but this vehicle has the gas tank without a cap, so it's a capless system. The cap, or they actually give you a funnel that's in the trunk, so if you do run out of gas, you can't just use a regular like 2-gallon gas can to fill it up. So you're going to see me take off my wand and actually do it slowly, because specifically on the capless area it said, you know, do not use high pressure water in this area. So of course I didn't, but I wanted to make sure that it got clean, because that just gunks up over time. So I am now done with my wash, and this is the best time for me to inspect it. There are some, the paint's not as clear as I would think it would be for a brand new vehicle, since it is a 2022. We do have some clear coat transfer, and that's what I was pointing out there. Then I went around, after it was dried, I went around with the CarPro Pearl, and I'm doing it on all the black trim in addition to the wheels. I have a little bottle of O&R there with me also, so that if I got any on the vehicle itself, I was able to just go ahead and take it off. And on this vehicle, the interior doesn't have any of the plastic. Everything is on the exterior, so I knew I didn't have to go inside to actually do it. And here I'm waxing the wheels so that they are easier to clean and are just easier to maintain in the future. And of course, it'll give them better water beating properties. You won't have as many watermarks and so forth because of the wax. And it's a turtle wax, wax to the max is what I'm using on them. So I went around the entire vehicle, trim, tires, wheels, and got all of that done. So now I'm going to go around the rest of the vehicle, get the rest of the trim done. Wanted to clarify that the trim does not go inside the vehicle, so I was able to just stay outside the vehicle for that. So here is the 2022 MDX in red. It is a nice candy red, beautiful color. Love what Acura has done with the MDX over time. You can see that the trim is completed. So now it not only looks good, but it's also protected against the elements, so it won't be graying and getting that gray ash color over time. The interior, all done. Vacuumed the carpets, took care of the plastics, the leather inside. New vehicle, it was in really good condition, but wanted to make sure that it's protected for the future of the life of the vehicle. Beautiful stitching from Acura on this one. And the piano black finish is looking good since I used the O&R and used new rags on it to make sure not to scratch it. You can still see some of the little black, whatever those are, that's on the inside of the wheel well that I just could not get out. It's really like it's stuck to the vehicle. Used sealant on the rest of the vehicle because I wanted to talk to the owner a little bit more about the ceramic coating that the dealership had put on there, and I made sure to use some sort of a topper that would play nice with it. Still a hand application. It'll give the vehicle some protection. Thank you for watching, joining me on this journey for this 2022 MDX with KP Details. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. For the items that I've used, please check the description down below. Thank you for watching.